He's very good. He's the best. The procedures for selecting this the new queen were kind of like that show Flavor of Love. In the Middle Eastern region, that flavor was cumin. It's actually mentioned in a midrash on Megillat Esther that Esther almost lost in the queen contest to this girl Kate, who's actually this Grand Vizier who's in Esther's modern dance troupe wrote her an outside up, and that tipped the scales. So you made it. Okay, so we eat on Purim. It's customary to eat these things called hamantashen, which is Yiddish for Haman's pockets, because it was well known that in the streets of Shushan, where Haman lived, he would actually keep his pockets stuffed with jellied preserves of various fruits and poppy seeds, and give spoonfuls to little children whose ethnic backgrounds he didn't despise. This was basically limited to Amalekite children, but they found their way to him and they were fed. But now the tables are turned because only Jews are eating those preserves. I like that. Your pockets are feeding us peas. So they say, and I've been kind of partial to this. We would call it commandment. This stern urging is to drink on Purim until you cannot tell the difference between Haman and Mordecai. And this was immediately kind of understandable to me because, wait, can we keep it down in the back here? We're trying to have a comedy show, okay? Yeah. So this was immediately understandable to me because here at this school we drink. You can't tell the difference between Shayna and Farbissina. So, anyway, so you gotta have someone who speaks Yiddish explain it to you. So, anyway, it's a matter of scholarly debate exactly how drunk that should be between not being able to tell between Haman and Mordecai. But the Talmud does tell us of this one Rabbi Yochanan Bar Shimon of Baghdad, who got so drunk that he thought that he was in his synagogue going over possible bar mitzvah dates with the son of the caliph and the son of the caliph's mother, which first of all is ridiculous, not only because the caliph was a mother, but because the synagogue's bar mitzvahs are positively booked to the year 3733. So he thought he was going over the bar mitzvah dates with the son of the caliph, when in fact he was installing this just really nice recessed track lighting in the mikvah, which helps take away that whole dungeon atmosphere to it. You know, people would come up to him and they'd say, "I'm gonna do a Yiddish accent, but in fact it's a Iraqi accent. But maybe I'll try and combine it right here." So it was something like what I said. Yochanan, that was very nice track lighting. It's no longer looking like a dungeon. And, what do you mean it looked like a dungeon? Wait, that's kind of Russian. Let me just do it. Before, let me tell you, it looked a little bit dark like a dungeon. Dark like a dungeon. The next part is the rabbi. Dark like a dungeon. It looks just like a dark mikvah. It's not like a dungeon. But when the thing appears to you that seems like a dungeon, it arises in your mind the image of the dungeon. No, it's not. It doesn't. It's just a mikvah. Whatever. I don't know. That joke was very composed at about 3:30 to yesterday morning. I envision this kind of if you've seen the BBC show The Office, something like that. Okay, I'm gonna go to part 2 of my stand-up here, which is memorable Purims of mine. We've talked about the Purim story, how Purim was celebrated in the days of old. I want to tell you memorable Purims of mine, and then leave this party to the rest of its devices. So I remember Purim. Right when the film Aladdin came out, I went to a Purim party at the synagogue dressed as Jafar. And after the reading of the Megillah, I was set upon by a pack of modern Orthodox youngsters who were filled with religious zeal. That eminence grise of Haman was still, alive in their mind as they pelted me with stale hamantashen. That was traumatic. I had to put on some betadine solution on the wounds. But I remember the Purim, this was about 1998, before this current geopolitical era we're living in, when our synagogue had to decide to have a Jewish community exchange with Jewish community in Central Asia, and they were going to bake us real poppy paste. Yeah, who likes poppy hamantaschen? The poppies are right. They were gonna little poppy paste hamantaschen, and that was the Purim when our congregation learned that staring at 6 hours can be very, very fun. Our Purim had our temple had Purim every night until the hamantaschen ran out. Mrs. Edelstein had to check into rehab. There was the Purim when I was a communist and avowed communist in 7th grade. I refused to celebrate Purim because I thought that all the peoples of the Persian Empire were persecuted, and not just the Jews. And that was a matter of much contention in the household. But I love this Purim I drank kosher tequila instead of a worm, which is impermissible. There's a half pound of sable. I drank the tequila, and I have to tell you, I ate the sable. And it wasn't as good as from Zabar's, but I enjoyed it. And there's a tradition on Purim called Mishloach Manot, which is to give some sort of a gift or something. And this year for Mishloach Manot, I was hoping to be handed a completed thesis from an anonymous benefactor that happens to be Claude Levi-Strauss. Coming at the college department, if you don't know. But so far, no such luck. Anyway, and then kind of taper off into a dribble of relatively blank space. So I just have to wish you the happiest Purim, and I don't know, just go nuts, and next year in Jerusalem. Thank you very much.